So, adult attachment theory is one of the most popular theories in relationship science. And what this theory is telling us is that as humans, we tend to orient ourselves towards other people in certain ways, meaning we tend to approach people and we can approach them with avoidance. So, kind of a lack of approach where we're uncomfortable with interdependence, we're uncomfortable with being close with someone. Sometimes people might have an anxious attachment where they're hypervigilant to their partner, really worried that their partner is going to leave them. And then another type of attachment would be low on both avoidance and anxiety, or a secure attachment. And so we have these different ways in which we orient ourselves towards other people. And so what I did was I surveyed more than 1,500 people and I asked them all about their attachment orientation. And then I also asked them, what was their, have they ever engaged in some form of consensually non-monogamous relationship? And what I found in that research was that people who engaged in consensual non-monogamy scored lower on avoidance and lower on anxiety compared to people in monogamous relationships, meaning that people who were practicing all different types of consensual non-monogamy tended to exhibit secure attachment. And we have this common misconception that consensually non-monogamous relationships must be low quality relationships or must be fraught with some sort of jealousy or tension, yet we're not finding that when we're looking at the way that people are attaching themselves to their partners. And so in that study, my colleagues and I found that people who engage in polyamory, again, tend to exhibit really low levels of anxiety, really low levels of avoidance compared to people in monogamous relationships. And they also tended to exhibit secure attachment across all of their partners. So they were securely attaching themselves and happy with their relationships with all of their partners. And even if something was kind of, for lack of better words, going wrong with one relationship, maybe low quality or lower commitment, it wasn't negatively spilling over and affecting another relationship, which tells us that people who practice polyamory tend to treat their relationships independently and they're not kind of influencing each other.